with a little bit of insight on the UEFA Nations League finals, where Spain managed a 5-4 win over Croatia. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, as well as Mauritius got a 1-0 win over Kenya in their Four Nations League tournament that is ongoing. Then we also have an eye. We're taking a look at eye at the KPL with the Shabana FC as well as Muranga Seals have been promoted to the FKF Premier League. What a victory and joy for the two teams. And not forgetting the United States men's national team as well as Canada. They played their finals in the CONCACAF tournament with the US men winning 2-0 for the third consecutive time in a row. Now, with also not forgetting the transfer market, big names making headlines in football. As far as football is concerned, we're going to take a look at that as well. Share your opinions. Tell us, how do you feel if the moves are worth it, or teams should make the players stay in the different clubs as well. Now, let's kick it off, Elvis, with the UEFA Nations League. Now, Spain won 5-4 over Croatia with Dani Carvajal scoring the decisive penalty win against Croatia. Now, first of all, the game went down to a 0-0, at the 90th minute, 0-0 scoreline, and that forced the game to go to extra times. Then again, the penalties that made Spain win. But these are two great teams. First of all, Croatia, we remember quite well how they frustrated France in the World Cup finals, and as well as Spain, internationally recognized for its the good game, the talent, massive talent it has, the good players it has. Not forgetting the managers as well. What did you make of this game in general up to the finals?
Okay, thank you so much, Bill.
Right.
It's true, both teams, Croatia and Spain, very strong teams, very tough. And Spain, they've won many times. Croatia,
right,
we've seen their players from the Premier League, and they're all good players, top quality. I know Croatia, they had, I think, a higher percentage in passing, assist.
Yes.
Their captain Modric,
right,
a good controlling player. I know they didn't want to accept to lose, but it was just, I think, by bad luck, penalties. You can't know how that goes.
yes.
So I think it was 2 years ago. Spain beat, I think, Croatia in a friendly, but it was still a tough game, as you can remember, because both teams talented, the squad well equipped, and I know both teams are also not weak, because most of the players are youngsters.
Right.
I remember in the World Cup, we saw Spain was very good, young players. Croatia also tried their best and lost as well,
right,
and both teams were kicked out of the World Cup. But both teams have experience,
yes,
and I think that's what I believe makes Croatia a strong team. But it was just that bad luck. The 90th minute, 0-0, extra time, 0-0, and then penalties. You know how that went.
right.
Spain tried to push. Croatia was also pushing back, and I think Croatia had better, percentages on the ball possession.
Right.
But both teams are very good in tactical prowess, and I think it was by luck that Spain managed to get the better of Croatia. But I think next time, yes, Croatia, I think maybe may get the better of them, because right now Croatia has good quality, top quality. They have, for example, the goalkeeper,
right,
is a very good. He made a couple of saves that were very important and vital. But penalties, you can't be perfect in penalties, because most of the time, most keepers never focus on penalties. And that is a big problem.
Right.
So I think if, for example, even the best goalkeepers, even in the EPL, when it comes to penalty, you can't really tell how that will turn out.
Yes.
But it's true. Both teams are very good, and they showed their confidence.
Right.
And I think they were both favorites to win. But I know some are disappointed, especially the betting fans are disappointed. But for myself, I could not put a bet on that game, because how that could have gone either side. But I think Croatia tried, and I think
Yes.
they should accept.
Of course, that is true too. Kwa wale waliekelea, of course, bet ilichomeka after a goalless 90-minute game, forcing the game to extra time and penalties. But then again, it was a major international trophy for Spain after missing out for 11 years. The last time they won a major trophy was back in 2012, in the Euro 2012. After a successful tournament, they managed to secure the cup. But this time around, after even changing managers, as you can remember very well that Luis Enrique was replaced by De La Fuente, and this is his first major trophy with the Spanish team. Are we yet to see the Spanish the Spain national international team growing to be better with just like you mentioned, the youngsters in the squad that are coming in and working with the experienced players like Morata in the squad as well?
Yeah, I think that is a possibility. I think it's been 11 years since they won.
Right.
And the new appointment of the new coach came in with new ideas of
Yes.
nurturing the young talents. And I think that Spain before this, they had a chip on their shoulder, because 11 years is a long time for them considering the quality they have. And I think that the manager should try, and moving forward, I believe that if Spain are serious, and from now that they've started back their winning, and I think they can win more cups even moving forward. Because international games are not easy.
Right.
We all know. There's France. Their team, France wants cups as well.
Yes.
All the nations always want to win an international cup.
Right.
So I think it is important for Spain, to avoid conceding goals, avoid fouls, to avoid injuries as well. Because
Yes.
Morata, for example, the injuries, if for example Morata gets an injury, then this affects the mentality of the entire squad. There's a player as well, I think, in 15 minutes, when they're always together, I think they get goals very fast.
Right.
So I think it's good that Spain are perfect. Right now they're perfect with their players, the youngsters, and I think that maybe 75% chances that they get more caps. From now, if they move, just like what Man City is doing,
Right.
I think if they emulate what Man City is doing, I think Spain can be better than other nations, because their passing, their strategy, they have players from Barcelona, they
Yes.
have different players from the La Liga as well.
Yes.
And they're top quality, we know them, we know that very well. But the most important thing, key factor, confidence,
Right.
belief in themselves, that they can score, keeping on with the patience, not losing focus when they concede a goal. Because normally a team, once you concede a goal, then the morale kind of dies down. And I
Yes.
think that also affects the team. Spain is a good team, but confidence is important. And also their defending should also be just as good as their striking.
Right.
Because I believe Spain will win more cups. Because they've lost many times before. But now that we have the youth there in the team,
Yes.
and with energy and zeal, I think that is going to give them more opportunity to to keep on going.
Right.
The problem with them before has been, I think, the loss of confidence. But now that they're better, and I think with this trophy is going to give them a good advantage. Also, I'm sure Spain is capable of beating all nations. Spain, France, Brazil,
Yes.
Germany.
Right.
Spain can beat all of them, because right now before they've been losing, but now I think their quality is top. And also with the continued improvement that they've shown,
Yes.
with the players as well, the strategy, the different ideas they share, the skills,
Right.
I think they are capable of beating those.
Okay, well, credit goes out to Luis de la Fuente, the new manager for Spain, who clinched his first major trophy with the international team. But then again, for Croatia, just like you mentioned, Croatia seemed to be favorites to win this cup, because they boast a lot of experience. Modric in the squad, the likes of Perisic as well, top players in the squad. Kovacic, midfielder, the Chelsea midfielder, also played a really big part in the squad. But then again, it is the mixture of youth and also the experience of the likes of Sergio Busquets in the Spain's international team that really propels the players and fuels the players in the team. Not forgetting exactly, not forgetting Manchester City's Rodri, who after winning the treble has been very instrumental in the international games for Spain so far. He was part of the winning squad against Croatia. He played a really good impact on the game. He was the man of the match, and he helped his team secure the title in style. Now Spain becomes the second nation to win the World Cup, the European Championship, as well as the Nations League after France. And it was a good start for the youth, for the youth squad and for the Spain international in general, as they continue to progress with the international fixtures. Now we move on to Kenya versus Mauritius in the just concluded Four Nations League friendlies that were taking place in Mauritius. And after missing out on the opening game against Djibouti, Kenya did perform quite slightly well, beating Pakistan 1-0. But then again, they were humbled by hosts Mauritius after a 1-0 defeat. And just like Coach Engin Firat initially had expressed, despite the 1-0 win over Pakistan, he said that the Kenyan national team, the Harambee Stars, need to play better, need to improve in certain areas. And then that was not seen against Mauritius, and they fell 1-0. In your own opinion, Elvis, what did you make of the result? And do you think Harambee Stars should improve in certain areas to get better and positive results?
Okay, thank you, Bill. I had a dream before that, I said here before that Kenya should move to other countries, to have friendlies,
right,
and that will help a lot. But you see, in the past we've had cases of corruption that things like corruption that have made it hard for us to
Egypt.
To progress. For example, you remember the Egypt plan? We were to get a sponsor with even the Arsenal friendly. They were coming here, but the only there was a player, Ogola, who moved to Saudi, and very other few players that have been able to move to big clubs, because we have players here in Kenya,
right,
very good players, have talent, but they never get opportunities. They have skill, and even the Harambee Star coach, I think, also has a part to play in our loss. I think the tactical strategy he used was not, I don't think it was the best.
Right.
I wouldn't say that we've progressed or improved a lot. There's small improvement, yes, but I think government should work with FKF, the federation, so that the friendlies we've had, we keep on doing that.
Right.
That will help us improve, become stronger, and come back. Because you see, Mauritius, we can't say Mauritius is a strong team, but what helps them is the friendlies that they have.
Yes.
Even when they started the game, they were strong and the quality had improved. But you can talk of other teams, Spain and the rest,
right,
but Mauritius with us, I think they were just lucky because of that 1-0 goal that they got. We tried, yes, but it wasn't to our advantage. I think last time, before, Mauritius, I think it was, they played against a team and they lost 3-0.
Right.
But now with Kenya, 1-0, I think it's not so different from the past. So I think we can beat them. We have a chance of beating them. And I believe Kenya can improve if we only defend better. We become perfect, right, in attacking, and also our favorites.
Yes.
Yeah, in the post, it's easier for us to it becomes a challenge, but from a distance, out the box goals, because the shots we have those, and those can help us a lot. So I believe we should change, practice on long range goals, and then I think that will help us in moving forward.
Right.
Because even if we move to other countries, maybe Egypt, do other friendlies, and government helps us, Harambee Stars, and I believe Harambee Stars can improve. Because before, we were good, our progress goes up, down, so we are not consistent in that. So I believe we have a tall player, Victor.
Right.
Victor right now is in Saudi Arabia, scoring goals, making headlines. And here in the English Premier League, there's no training going on. The players who are here, even when Victor comes back, it becomes a problem to blend in with the others. Because in Saudi Arabia, he gets more practice than here in Kenya. I believe training, maybe we go for a boot camp, 2 months.
Right.
That can help us become, we are not at 100%, and I think we can become better. So that's why I employ the FKF to go train, maybe prepare a boot camp for our players, and that will help them a lot.
Alright, that is quite an important team, and indeed, after missing out, especially after getting the ban from FIFA, it's true that Kenya needed international fixtures to try and get back into the picture, to try help players as well, and that is a part of the reasons why the Kenya is missing out on the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers that are currently happening. But then again, when you look at some of the top, it's quite interesting to note that young players are making their debut this season in the friendlies. Last time round, it was the Kakamega Homeboys striker Shuma who gave Kenya the 1-0 win over Pakistan. This time round, FKF top scorer Benson Omala was also given a chance against Mauritius, made his debut, and success. It was unfortunate that he did not get a goal on target. But then again, it is quite important to see the kind of improvement that the national team is making so far. And shout going out to Coach Injin Firat for the amazing work. What other areas do you think that can be done to further improve the Kenya national team, so that when it comes to maybe other tournaments, for example the Africa Cup of Nations, we can be ready to get to positive results? Because just like you mentioned, Mauritius, in this game, Kenya was considered favorites. Mauritius came in as underdogs. They could not have disappointed the national team. But then again, that means that there's still more work to be done. In your own perspective, what can be done to ensure this is well catered?
I think two things.
Right.
Shuma
Right.
and Benson are two players. I think they are good. I think they should do more empowering.
Yes.
And they should be representatives of the country. I think our current coach is better than the previous one, and he knows the quality. He knows how to pick quality. The friendlies that have happened, I think that will help. And with the training from the two quality players, if we travel to different teams, play different teams, that will help the players.
Right.
Training should be made more intense. We should have more focused, a coach together with the players discussing, changing their tactical motivation, and this will give us a positive feedback. Because Mauritius, not a team of, I can say our caliber, same caliber,
right.
We can beat Mauritius. But the problem is that we are always Kenya should also focus on how we, passing the ball.
Yes.
That strategy, and that will help us improve than before. Because after what happened with FIFA, the block and the ban, that I think that disappointed many of our players, and most people kind of like quit in football.
Right.
But now that we are back in it, I believe now we're going to improve better than other countries. Confidence is back. If the KPL, you see the improvement that the players are out there.
Yes.
In the Harambee Stars, 4 players have been changed, and I believe that is going to help us. We should not be lazy. We should not feel disappointed. We should not worry, and we should continue with the football.
Right.
And bounce back and improve like we were before. I believe if FIFA continues, gives us the recognition we need, I believe we're going to be better. We're going to be better motivated. The practice will increase, and I believe we can beat teams like Mauritius as well. Our confidence is not yet at the level at which I know it can get to, but with more training, more practice, more advocacy, and I believe we are going to be better.
Yes.
Players should get enough time as well to rest. As much as the training should be intense, they should get more training, time to rest, and probably this will give us a good result. And the second time we meet Mauritius or even South Sudan, because their quality compared to ours, they're not far off than us. They're no better than us, and that is what will help us. South Sudan, we can beat them. Considering the nation their country is in, they should not be beating us in things like football. If we work together, I believe we're going to continue well.
Okay. Now, of course, just like we mentioned earlier, Kenya came into the friendlies with a bit of a disappointment after missing out the first game over Djibouti. Now, the Four Nations League had included Mauritius, included Kenya, Pakistan, as well as Djibouti. Kenya did not participate in their opening game against Djibouti, but then again managed a 1-0 win over Pakistan, a disappointment over Mauritius.